go. Okay. Yes. Dear viewer of Gaza Media, dear the BLM people, this is an important announcement, important news. You will recall that it was last year around May when news surfaced that the issue of the seat of Wisdom College Fontaine versus the Diocese of Manfred. Again, this year, 2026, we got news that the Bishop of Manfred, Bishop Aloysius Abangalo, is about to take over Sidaism again. Last year we were on the media. We explained to the public. We have a panel discussion, and there were talks behind. I've even interviewed His Majesty the Fount of Fontaine. He said there were discussion behind. He was still waiting for the folklore in Rome. Right now, again, there is another news again that the bishop has continued and probably may have even appointed some father that will take over Sidaism, the principal, and the rest. So I just want to bring this news to the public that what they are saying is true. We have done some little bit of finding, but I will not take so much of your time. I want to invite one of the ex-students of Sudan who was the U.S. president of the Switzerland, whom I was with him last year on the panel, Mr. Wenja Eric, to ask him or to just ask him a few questions concerning this issue of takeover seat of wisdom. And one other thing is there have been a lot of discussion, whatever transpired, the Simon, the tripartite, the folklore, the bishop claiming the landlord. And now, Tuesday, there's going to be a march past, a demonstration that all the people will support. I mean, I don't need to stay here and tell you the work of the folklore movement. You will recall that it is this year that they launched the 60th anniversary or the triple anniversary of the celebration of the folklore movement. Started in February, 6th of February, where the first volcano landed in the BLM in Bangwa, in Fontaine in particular. And that celebration has been going on. Then with the Bishop of Manfred coming on with this news again, it's a little bit kind of heartbreaking. Let me invite Mr. Eric Wenja, who is here. Mr. Eric, let me find out from you. We heard of this news again last year. Uh, we had a panel discussion about the takeover of the Southern. You step in, Atem Terence, and some people and explain. Is it news again? Is it true?
Yeah, thank you, Gaza Media, for taking advantage of the silence of the BLM Convention for us to discuss this very important issue that is affecting City of Wisdom and the Lebang and the BLM community as a whole. The issue about the takeover of the management of City of Wisdom College from the folklore by the diocese is not new. From Lissinger, Bishop Lissinger, right up to Bishop Andrew Inkia, and now Bishop Fondong, they have tried every step, every way to take away the management of City of Wisdom from the folklores. When we long understand that during the opening of City of Wisdom College, we invited the bishop to join us in raising funds to open that institution. He turned down our request. We rallied Swazans and the community, and the school is today standing and running thanks to the Swazans and the community. The bishop refused to participate. When the bishop went to be installed in Fontaine, not installation, when the BLM people decided that their son has been made bishop, they wanted him to come to receive him as a hero. He went, and in the sidelines of that heroic reception that they did to him all over the BLM, he went to City of Wisdom College and saw a vibrant institution. With some few lapses that we had in the institution, he took advantage of it. Imagine an institution that has not been functioning as a normal institution for 80 years of war. You don't expect it to be perfect. We had some lapses in there that he identified them. We fixed those lapses. He has moved the goalpost again. He's saying that whatever was supposed to be is not fixed, and he owns the school. He's just taking what belongs to him.
And I think the BLM people or the Banco, I think that year, I remember His Majesty coming to NGA convention in 2022, asking that the school, they should open school. I went around US conducting interview. I interviewed Dr. John Kengason, who was the ambassador at that time, when he was being received. I interviewed Mbe Nwofo, Fobula Nichols. I went to Columbus. I interviewed Mr. Fobula and many others who spoke forcefully to, to say this school cannot shut down. That those that were say, oh, there's insecurity, to push them aside. And today the school is running. We just have images of when they celebrated their 20th May. You saw the colorful display in Minji, and the bishop coming now saying they want to take over, which we all know that it was kind of agreement. Will you mind sharing what kind of agreement or what kind of
Yeah. At the inception of the creation of City of Wisdom, City of Wisdom came into place because the children of Nwe Mundani at the time were suffering. They were dying of sleeping sickness. People were leaving Fontem and going to Sase to acquire education. It was costly, the trekking back and forth. It was difficult for the students, and we had so many smart students who didn't have the opportunity to go to Sase. So the founder of Fontem went to the Bishop of Buya at the time, Julius Peters, and laid the case for a hospital and a school. And Mama Kiara Mafondem had started the movement during the Second World War.
Yeah.
And when the bishop heard of this, she knew about Kiara and put this to Kiara, which Kiara decided to dispatch folks from his team to come to Fontem. And when they come to Fontem,
And that was in February 6th of 1966. Yeah.
So when they came to Fontem, the Lebang people, that's where they landed, in Lebang. They gave land to the folklorists. The land was given to the folklorists and not to the diocese. The diocese was the mediator. So this is the logic that people don't understand. The diocese has always been there, but as a mediator between a link between the Bangwa people and Kiara, because at that time the folklorists didn't have a legal presence in Africa, so to speak. So they used the diocese to establish.
Yeah.
But the land and the agreements that we've read are the chiefs and the becomes and whoever owned land and donated to the folklorists and gave to the folklorists, they gave it to the folklorists and not to the church.
Yeah. It's not the land of the church.
Yeah, it's scandalous today for us to know that the church owns land titles of those lands. So in legal terms, we say that is something that is given with conditionality. So we gave it under the condition that the owners are the folklorists. We didn't give it the land to say that the folklorist should give it to some other person. It was a closed title. Like there is no way that the folklorist can give that land to some other person without consulting us back. This is the premise where we are that we find disappointing. Secondly, when Mama Kiara came to our land, she came with peace, right? She came to relieve us from all our troubles that we had, and we've enjoyed that for 60 years. The folklorists have managed Sitouzom, trained. I'm an offspring.
And that's why we're even celebrating. Those that have been following the history, and that's why we're even celebrating the 60th anniversary. I think it has gone to the point where I think the Bang people in particular have said no, they can no longer take this any longer. Where they are advocating that in 4 days from now, on Tuesday, they will do a public demonstration.
Yes, we will work and make sure that we do it very legal. Like we obtain the permission from the DO of Fontem Central. We have to obtain that permission. Once we obtain it from the DO, we'll confirm that okay, Tuesday we shall march. But we want to make sure that we are very peaceful with the administration. We are peaceful with everybody that is there, and we quietly present our position.
I think it appeared because last year, remember, somebody advocated for me for this very demonstration. Like some people say, no, let's keep cool.
Because we trusted the folklorists, and the Catholic Church, the diocese, that they were going to come out with an amicable solution for everybody. So there were voices that wanted this. There were also voices that made the voices of reason
Yeah.
that said, okay, we have we have brought these two together. They are talking. Let's stay back and see what will play out. We didn't know because the proclarists are under duress. They are the children of the church. You know, they don't want to fight the church, but it's under duress. Why? How will you own your property, and somebody comes and say you have to go, right?
No.
And the fact that the bishop even believes that the folklore is the one instigating the population against him is scandalous, right?
No,
Because
I think this is something that people need to
understand.
think maybe the bishop is just learning the process. I think he needs to take time, maybe study the population or study the process. And if you are saying the church, and the people begin to revolt against you,
Yeah.
you need to be really be careful.
We want to be able to clear the folklorists because, in as much as we are holding the bishop accountable, we are also holding the folklorists accountable, right? So we cannot come today and start saying that the folklorists are the one instigating the population. The folklorists also have their own questions to answer from us, like how did you go into this agreement with the bishop
So,
without
without
telling us,
us,
right?
yeah,
So
the owner of
so
the land.
to come now and start painting the folklorists as trying to instigate people against him is false. We are sentimental about state of wisdom. If the bishop goes and read the history of state of wisdom, it is not today. We've been fighting since time immemorial to make sure that the folklorists guard the management of state of wisdom. This is just a fight. We want to make sure that the folklorists continue to manage state of wisdom.
As simple as
That's
that.
simple of that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Eric, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. Dear viewers, I will continue to update you. One key explanation that he has given here is that once they obtain the legal permit from the Central Bureau of Menji to do public demonstration, then they will communicate it to the public. So you will stay tuned. So I will update you when the demonstration is confirmed. But there's already news on social media that on Tuesday, all the bank people are invited to be and Menji that will march to the deal to express their frustration of this takeover so that this story can be laid to rest and forever and ever. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening. Again, this is Ernest. I'm here reporting from Atlanta at LEGDA USA convention.